Yes, I actually lost a free play here on the video report on Friday. I wasn't even close with Kentucky. And it happens. Even I lose them every now and then in terms of the freebies. But Jesus, it's not like I've really struggled with them, right? You know as well as I do if you've been watching the video long enough. So let's update the numbers here as we go into the Saturday card. In terms of the free picks here on the video report, 36 and 12 roll. That's all sports combined. 16 and 4 with the last 20, 14 and 3 with my big dance plays. Not too shabby. And the tough game today is Duke, Alabama, and that is going to be your complimentary play coming up in just a moment, plus a baseball selection as well. Now, yesterday I did lose with Kentucky, but I did tell you the San Diego Padres would get the job done at home against Atlanta for the second straight day, and it was done in dramatic fashion, but hey, a win is a win, and that's all that counts. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, General Manager, DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be your Saturday video report. Let me just say that my best bet last night, after heading the 29 play to snap a 4-day losing streak the night before with Florida over Maryland, I had Michigan State. And if you watched that game, you knew the Spartans were -3.5, and you know how it ended with Mississippi hitting a three-pointer at the buzzer to sneak in for the backdoor cover and what ultimately was a three-point loss. Now, listen, it's gambling. It happens. And most gamblers and a lot of handicappers will dwell on those type of losses, right? A win is a win, and a loss is a loss. There is no in between. So dwelling on it is just a waste of your time and energy. And I can tell you from doing this long enough as a professional, from betting way, way too many games in my entire life, that over the long haul, you will win more games like that than not. But basic human nature always dictates that we will dwell on the losses. Not me, most of you, but not me. And that's how it just goes. But you got to get over it. It's just a loss. Yeah, do some losses hurt more than others? Do some losses make me go into my profanity quotient for April, which I've used at least 3 weeks worth? Certainly. But May is out there. I can use May's if I run out of April's profanity quotient. So you use your favorite obscenity and you move on. And that's life. I'm going to get to the Duke, Alabama pick here now. Just let me remind you, you see at the bottom of the screen, if you'd like to get all the plays of all the handicappers absolutely free, you can do so if you've never made a purchase before over at DeMarcoSports.com simply by using the All Access Pass. Listen, guys, if you haven't been following Big Mike, Mike Tompkins, by the way, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". Big Mike is literally Big Mike. He was a college football player, had a tryout and what's it, the Buffalo Bills, I think maybe it's on his homepage. But Big Mike is like 6'6", and he could bench press me probably with one hand. That's why he's known as Big Mike. But the guy has just been absolutely on fire. 26 out of 40 days he's won, and in that stretch, $10 bettors have made $9,875. That's wins minus losses minus the vig. Big Mike, Andy Finelli, Shawn Michaels, and Matt Rivers. No ifs, ands, or buts. They have been the hottest handicappers over at the site for well over a month and a half. And most of Big Mike's plays have all been in college basketball. So again, you can get all the plays of all the handicappers for free. You pick the 2 days. Why you wouldn't pick today and tomorrow is beyond me. But check it out, the free all access pass. Okay, let's talk about this game between Duke and Alabama. Listen, this is a tough, tough game. I've always said, the marquee games are the toughest ones. But I also, when I handicap games, I always ask myself, and this is gambling, what are the odds of this or that happening again? So when I look at this game, and remember, I gave you Alabama, and I told you 2 nights ago when Florida was my best bet against Maryland that I came so close to actually switching off to Alabama, but I gave you Alabama as my top play on the complimentary plays here on the video report 2 nights ago. And Alabama played a game just as I forecasted they would against BYU. It's almost like I wrote the script in advance, okay? But what are the chances that Alabama is going to hit 25 to 51 three-pointers, a tournament record again? Slim and none. What are the chances that Mark Sears is going to have another phenomenal game? I have his numbers here, 11 of 18 from the field, 10 of 16 three-pointers, 34, 36 points overall? Mark Sears, good player, so inconsistent sometimes. I mean, sometimes, he averages those 19, 20 points a game, but he's been up and down this season, not nearly as good as he was a year ago. And these are not the BYU guards that Sears and the Alabama backcourt are going to be facing here tonight. This is a Duke team that has length, that has athleticism, that goes 6'6" or more at every starting position. I will give Alabama an advantage in terms of depth, perhaps, because Duke generally only plays 7 guys, but Duke may only need to play 7 guys. And what Alabama needs to happen here, 2 things. One, they have to be unconscious from three-point land. But this is a Duke team that holds opponents to like 30% from beyond the arc. And the other thing is they have to be able to hit the boards. But Duke is a damn good rebounding team. And that's why Duke is able to get out on the break and is more than willing to run with anybody, just like Alabama wants to do as well. And then the final thing, I think, which really puts a bow on it is this. How many times has Nate Oates complained about his team's lack of defensive effort, focus, and intensity? I mean, he whines about it almost every other week to reporters. He was doing it right before the BYU game. Leopards don't change their spots. I just don't see it. So if I have to play it, I would go ahead and lay the points with Duke. Now, got a baseball play coming up for you here too. Let me just say this. You can't go anywhere this weekend, without turning on your TV and seeing The Natural, right? Bull Durham, or Field of Dreams. It's everywhere, and we understand why, since it's the beginning of the baseball season. And these are 3 seminal baseball movies, right? But I will tell you this. Field of Dreams, not one of my favorite movies. Not even the top 100. I just, seen it once, can't see it again, okay? So this is the book that Field of Dreams is based on. Shoeless Joe. This is a first edition. I got this because I was working in the media, and the publisher sends you books and stuff because they want to get their authors on. And the author of this book, W.P. Kinsella, I got to interview him after reading the book, which is just a great book. And yes, Field of Dreams is an extract of this book. Obviously, they have to cut out a lot of the storyline, but the story is so much more involved and so much more in depth. It's a great, great read. And as you read it, you'll go, oh, this is the Kevin Costner character. This is this character. But it's so much deeper. And I'm not going to give away anything about the book. But I knew I was doing good then when I heard him being interviewed by, was it Jack Buck, I think, was doing the St. Louis Cardinals games on KMOX at the time. A few weeks later, I thought, hey, I talked to that man first. He passed away, I think, a couple of years ago at the age of 82, I think in 2016. Tremendous book. I recommend it highly if people still read books. What can I say? Get an audiobook, listen to the narration. Okay, your complimentary play, I'm going to go with the Yankees on the run line, plus $1.30 at home today against the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Yankees won the season opener 4-2. Brewers had all types of problems, 13 strikeouts. One reason I like the Yankees here today is the bullpen will have the full complement, because I got to think that Devin Williams, after needing 36 pitches to close out the Brewers, his old team, on Thursday, this is one of those series that they opened on Thursday and they play game number 2 today. Full day of rest. That's a plus on my side. You got Max Fried, who's finally going to make his debut now for the Yankees after signing that, 8 or 9 year, $216 million contract. When I look at pitchers, even when they've been traded from one team to another, in this case, signing as a free agent, I look at how they did the previous year with their former team on the road, because is this not a road game? If you still remember the Braves, he's not pitching in Atlanta, so it's a road game, right? Listen, Fried's splits last year, home and away, were almost identical. In Atlanta last year, 3.24 earned run average in 12 home starts, 3.26 on the road. I don't think pitching in the Bronx today is going to be overwhelming for a guy who's pitched a lot of big games during his career with a perennial contender, that being the Braves. In the spring, he was decent, 3.38 earned run average in 4 starts, 12 strikeouts in 16 innings. He's always pitched well in limited appearances against the Brewers. In 5 career starts, he's 3-1, 25 strikeouts in 27 innings with a 2.67 earned run average. And then, ironically, 4 days prior to the Yankees signing him, how did they make room in their budget and everywhere else and in their rotation, which they probably regret now considering the Cole injury? They sent Nelson Cortez to the Brewers, and you know who's starting today for the Brew Crew. Now, in this case, one of the other things when I'm looking at splits and handicapping pitchers, I also look at day-night splits. You would be amazed at how many pitchers have horrible splits. And what I like about day night splits is it doesn't encompass whether or not they're pitching at home or the road. It's daylight or it's night. Doesn't matter what the location is. And you look at his numbers last year 3.12 earned run average in 17 night games, but in 14 daytime outings, 13 of them being starts, his earned run average was 4.60. So naturally, again, I live on the run line. I'm taking the Yankees, laying the 1.5 runs to get that big take back at plus $1.35. That's your other complimentary play. Duke and the Yankees. To be honest with you, I probably like the Yankees a little bit more than Duke because that is a tough game. And the Yankees game, by the way, goes at 1:05 Eastern time. So that'll do it, guys. I wish you well and talk to you again soon.